To celebrate coming back from a very long hiatus, we are playing a Boros pile of crap. It is something I'm very excited to play. It is like some kind of Boros artifact aggro, like, I don't know, so it looks cool. I'm pretty excited about it. It looks fun. Excuse me. The one thing I thought about fitting in here was Shrapnel Blast. I considered cutting the Unbreakable Formations to play Shrapnel Blast, but I'm more on the creature plan, and we're going for that. 21 lands. Excuse me. I know the deck tops out at 3, but I like the idea of playing 21 lands because we are playing Gideon and Ally Zendikar on the sideboard. So that's pretty neat. I really like the sideboard is just kind of something I threw together. 3 Deafening Silence for all the hidden strings like Phoenix decks. 3 Portable Holes to really help deal with any like other aggro decks. 3 Rest in Peace is really good graveyard hate. Gideon Ally Zendikar is probably one of the best like grinding cards there is, and then 3 Wear Tear to try and help us speed up on if people are still playing artifacts or enchantments. So, hey, Ben, with 12 months. Thanks for the 12 months, Ben. I appreciate it, brother. So we're just kind of jumping in here, seeing what's going on. I gotta make sure I got enough points to play. Oh yeah, I'm rolling in. Pioneer League. Boros Bushwhacker. Also, one thing that I really like about playing these style decks is I really like Reckless Bushwhacker. It's not a very commonly played card in the format, so it is something that you can just get somebody with. Game 1, you can just like spike somebody out of nowhere, so it's pretty cool. Man, we found a game pretty fast. Alright, we're going to try that. That's pretty close out there. I mean, we're on the draw. This hand's a little... Yeah, we'll try this hand. There's a lot of 1-drops in our deck, and we only have 1, and it's Reinforced Ronin. But I do like this deck and what we're doing here. Our opponent immediately knows what we're doing with the Thoughtseize, so that's always exciting. Hopefully they're not like. Hopefully this is just like mono black aggro. Also, in celebration of my first night back streaming, I stopped and got Dairy Queen, so there's that. 1-drop. 1-drop! Dang. Yeah, we'll give him the information here. I don't mind to just go ahead and play that. How you doing, Blaze, in chat? How's it been? Hey, Adoxy, I've been pretty good, buddy. What have you been up to? How you been, man? Oh, Thoughtseize number 2. Take our 2-drop. Okay. I mean, it's definitely one way to do it. They have prevented our curve, but they also started the game at 16, so... Two-drop or 1-drop? Something to play here? Hey, I love it. Just off the top. Get wrecked, opponent. You love to see it. Not much daily routine and that kind of stuff. I get that. I get that. You kind of get pulled into the daily routines of life. I do understand that. All right, Graveyard Trespasser. It's a pretty good one. Eat our Reinforced Ronin, Drain and Gain. All right, we'll play Benalish Marshal here and say go. Did I tap for red? Oh man, I'm lagging a lot right now. Not really sure why either. That's kind of weird, so. Kalidas here would be a problem. That is definitely something that we could just kind of get blown out by. Take the Benalish Marshal. I think the fact that they've ripped 3 Thoughtseizes kind of shows that they don't have any removal in hand. So, our opponent will probably attack here, if I had to guess. I mean, they might not. They may feel that playing defense is more important. They do feel that playing defense is more important. So, that's actually a really good one, because it allows us to play that Surge the Bushwhacker and then get in with the Clowns here. And then we can still pop the Bomat Courier if we see fit. Trigger. Alright, coming in with the clowns. If you had a Fatal Push, you probably would have played it on the Bomat Courier. Trade there, take 12. Okay. Seems good, opponent. This is kind of what I was talking about. Just kind of getting your opponent out of nowhere. So, man, I was like, our opponent has a few things they could probably draw into. We do have to play around Kalitas here. That will be a little bit of a problem. Portable Hole and Gideon both seem really good in this spot. Stonecoil Serpent does not seem like the best. We probably want to leave a couple in so that we have mana sinks here. They really know the game plan here. Like, we have pretty much shown all of our hand here. Toolcraft Exemplar attacks pretty well. So does Inventor's Apprentice. Probably only want one Unbreakable Formation here. They don't really play like Wraths or anything, and if they do, it's minus effects. It's not really like an actual damnation effect, so we're probably better off here just leaving it the way it is. Ooh. This hand's terrible. Terrible. I like this hand a lot better. We'll probably keep this, put the Ronin back. Yeah, I think we want to keep the land here. We're only playing 21, and I think keeping the third land here allows us to curve out into Gideon better. So, gives us a higher opportunity to curve into Gideon. That's also... So, having Stonecoil Serpent there is not bad. For multiple reasons. One, it fills a curve very well if we need a mana sink. If we don't draw anything else to do next turn. Interesting that they Fatal Push then. I don't really understand why our opponent did that. Reinforced Ronin? Alright, we'll play this. Get him with the clown. Our opponent's not going to block here, more than likely. And then post-combat, we'll play a Thraben Inspector and say go. I will virtually always choose to play this on the white side here. Like, unless... I mean, I say virtually because that's not always going to be the scenario, but I think most of the time that's going to be what we end up doing here. So, I kind of like the way that's looking. So I actually kind of like blocking here because we either take one or they're going to spend their entire turn pumping a Graveyard Trespass or a Knight of the Ebon Legion. If that's what they want to spend their entire turn doing, fine by me. Fine by me. So I think putting a 3/3 in play seems pretty solid here. Now, unfortunately, Stonecoil Serpent does die to any removal spell that they have. Well, I guess it doesn't die to Heartless Act if they're still on the Heartless Act train. Most people have moved to Power Word Kill, so... Yeah, see, and that's why I said almost anything. We're going to block one, virtually take 5. These turn to 2/3s. I'm going to be honest, it might not even be worth showing them our Gideon tech here. What the heck is this thing? Equipped creature has base power and toughness 5/5. Oh. So it's like that fat demon card from Theros or whatever. I mean, yeah, it's not bad. So I think we're going to play Ronin here. And I think we're going to attack. Okay, we're going to take 3. We can kind of just throw the Toolcraft Exemplar away here. The Inventor's Apprentice, I mean, Inventor's Apprentice, like 1 mana for a 2/3 in Pioneer is pretty good. I mean, it's basically Wild Nacatl and Pioneer, but you just peel Rankle off the top. Oh, Hive of the Eye Tyrant. I mean, that might kill us here. I haven't counted yet, but I mean, we have to throw both things in front of the Hive. Take 3, 6, 8. Go to 3. Illegal block. Oh, this thing has Menace. You right. You right. Yeah, we're just gonna concede here. Like, there's nothing we're gonna draw to get out of that. Well, I mean, if they were like at 12, that might have been good enough, but it wasn't. So, I guess I should have looked. If I throw the 2/3 in front of that and I take 3, 6, 9. Now I was at 11. It's 3, 6, 9, 11. It's exactly lethal if I block that way. Yeah, so that's kind of tough. I don't think Wear Tear's worth it. Doesn't really seem any good. Maybe Servo Exhibition is better than the 2 missing Stonecoil Serpents. On the play, trying to put more pressure on them is probably a lot better. And, you know, on the play, in the right situation, Gideon's more of just like a slammed Anthem effect. I really like what this hand could be, but I just don't think you can keep this, because if you don't pill and do something that produces an artifact, you're just, like, up a creek. So we're definitely going to keep this. I think we're definitely going to put the Bomat Courier back to... Yeah, so we both mulligan a 6. I like this hand. It has good removal in it, and we're sitting in a pretty decent place here. We're setting up for... So, yeah. Definitely going to play the Toolcraft Exemplar here, because if they don't have a threat here, then we're able to just play Servo Exhibition and get in the red zone here. They're playing a lot of things on their turn. Like, why play Fatal Push on your own turn there? Like, honestly, like, I don't really understand that one. Has something changed in the format that somebody's aware of in the chat that I'm not aware of? If you are, I'd like to know. I don't really know. Shefet Dunes is a very good utility land. Okay. I mean, we'll serve up 2 here. See, this is actually okay. I'm okay trading a token for a portable hole here, because this is just Stone Rain. So we're going to play Portable Hole. Oh my gosh, it's not... It's not Stone Rain. I'm so bad. Alright, well, that did not play out the way I wanted it to. That's unfortunate. I'm not going to lie, I thought that was actually going to be a pretty sweet play. Should have read Portable Hole better. And we virtually have nothing to beat the Graveyard Trespasser with. I think Luris getting banned might have changed the way that this deck is set up. Like, maybe we want Declaration in Stone in the side. Yeah, I mean, we have no choice but to let it flip there. Like, if we play Portable Hole, like, it's hitting nothing. It's a complete waste of time. Kalidas is probably just going to end the game here. And they're attacking, so they definitely have Kalidas here. Like it's way too aggressive of a swing here when we have potential. I mean, I guess we only have one card in hand. Nah, we'll take 4. Okay. That's also pretty good follow-up. Alright, we're going to play Portable Hole. Play it on the Knight of the Ebon Legion. We'll serve up 2, and then we'll play another Inventor's Apprentice. Inventor's Apprentice basically blocks the Bloodsoaked Champion or the Mutavault for free here, which is pretty nice. And, I mean, we could definitely have some draws that could get us out of this here. Like, Gideon seems pretty good off the top. Just having that constant token generation would be really good. It also puts stuff in front really well. So, and it has Menace and it's a Black Demon. Okay. I mean, they probably won't exile anything. I'm going to block this and go to 10. And if they have a swamp to follow it up with, that was fine. But if not, they tap their lands incorrectly there. So we don't play a spell 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we can pop the Shefet Dunes here and get in with the clowns. Yep. But we're forced to leave back the token. Yeah, we're forced to leave back the token to throw in front of a Mutavault here, and then we're taking 4, 7, 9, going to 1. Actually, that's still... I didn't think about that. That's still lethal, too. As long as they're smart enough to realize that they have lethal. Our opponent we may get lucky and they may get tunnel vision. Because they could just eat their Bloodsoaked Champion. And that's lethal there. Yeah, they definitely see it. Well, no, it's not, because I can jump in front of that. Take 3, 5, 7, 8. Go to 2. And then I'm not really sure. Really? You played a land. That's really interesting to me. That is wildly interesting to me, actually. Yeah, alright, drawing a 5th land kind of sucked there. Oh well. I mean, we played a moderately close game considering that we had 0 removal spells for the matchup there, so yeah, I feel okay about that. This is also definitely just a for fun pile. So if I go 0-5 with this, 1, I would not be surprised because this is something that I just randomly threw together, and 2, it's the first time I've streamed in yeah, I always open these. I don't even know what's in these things. Oh, those swamps, sweet. It's also the first time I've streamed in 2 weeks, so it's definitely too much time has gone by for me to be in a bad mood because I lose a couple games of Magic tonight. And we're already finding another match. Let's go. Man, lots of people playing the old Pioneer tonight. Let's go. Let's be on the play. Yes, we did it. Hi and good luck. Yep, we'll play first. Oh, this hand's gasoline. So we get to play Toolcraft Exemplar, and then we get to play Exemplar into Bomat Courier, and then we get to follow that up with Servo Exhibition so that we give both of our Toolcraft Exemplars first strike. So I'd say we're kind of living the dream right here. This is about as good as a start as you can hope for. I mean, to be fair, we do have 4 1-drops, 2 lands, and a 2-drop in our hand. which is basically how I set up every deck that I like to play. Like, those are the draws for, like, every deck I like to play is just, like, 4 1-drops. Now, the problem is that when 4 1-drops isn't very good, you don't see me win a lot, but... Oh, yeah, we get to have this start against a blue-white control opponent? Num, 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 num. Actually, we can just go ahead and get the Inventor's Apprentice down? No, because I have to play the Bomat Courier. I want to play the Bomat Courier, 1, because it allows us to get... 1, it allows us to start getting cards under the Bomat Courier, and 2, it puts us in a spot where we have to use it to turn on our Toolcraft Exemplar. Is it not working? I just saw you use the deck command. Hang on. Why you no work, Stream Decker? I even have it pulled up. What the heck? Alright. I don't know what's going on with Stream Decker right now. Sorry, man, that's weird. I put that up there intentionally because I started using Stream Decker about a month ago. Yeah, sorry, I'm not really sure what's going on there. Sorry about that. I can show you the list after this game, though, if you want. I'm more than happy to do that. Wow. Wow. I don't think they play any, I don't think they play... So, I thought it occurred to me that I could play my other Inventor's Apprentice here and kind of go in. Yeah, so I'm actually just going to let this happen, and that's okay, because I have Servo Exhibition backup. So, this is actually what I was just about to talk about, is in my head I was like, man, I can play both Inventor's Apprentice and then hold up the red for my Bomat Courier, but if I would have done that, I wouldn't have gotten the triggers. And so now I'm getting to come across for 6, and we're moderately playing around Supreme Verdict. I mean, not really. There's 1 card in my hand, but still. Not really playing around Supreme Verdict, but I think I'm just going to be able to put on so much pressure that it's not going to matter. Like, this is lethal. We're going into our 4th turn presenting 10 points of damage, so our opponent has to have another removal spell. And obviously they didn't there. They just conceded. So that felt pretty good. Pretty good. All right. Gideon. Hate that doesn't get Mutavault. Disappointing. Disappointing. Wish I would have read that earlier. Probably, I mean, wouldn't really change the outcome of the game, but still. All of their removal, like, really targets Stonecoil Serpent very well, so I think that's our first cut here. This is a matchup where Unbreakable Formation is supposed to shine, so hopefully we see that a little bit here. Deafening Silence is not good enough. Wear Tear could be considerably good enough, like maybe 2 Wear Tears is better than 2 Stonecoil Serpents. Not sure. 4 Portable Holes does not seem that good. Non-land permanent. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what they... We're up a game, so we can sideboard a little loosely here for the fact that we get to play a 3rd game just trying to figure out what they're on. And then we have 3 copies of Rest in Peace, which I don't really see doing anything. If the blue-white control decks were still on like that Torrential Gearhulk plan, like they were at the beginning of Pioneer or when they were in Standard, then maybe that would be something we could consider there, but... I don't know how I feel about this hand. It's very slow. Very explosive, but very slow. We're going to mulligan, I think. Yeah, I like this hand a lot better. So we're going to keep this. Put a Thraben Inspector back. So offhand, maybe putting Thraben Inspector back like wasn't correct. Maybe I should have kept both Thraben Inspectors. Because the way the deck actually, like, maybe having both the clues is better than having more aggression from the Inventor's Apprentice. It's very possible. So, can you try again the Boros Heroic deck? What is your update after banning Luris? So I actually haven't. So I was talking about this a few minutes ago. Gwag? I'm sorry. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm sure I'm not, but I'm sorry. One of the things that I was talking about is that I haven't really played Magic in a while. Is that I've just kind of been like life's just been really busy. This is the first time that I've streamed in 2 weeks. Like if you look at my YouTube channel, like you can see that there's nothing really on my YouTube channel in the last couple weeks either. It's just been a lot of travel for work and, and personal reasons going on. So this is my first game of Magic that I've played since I banned Luris. So I haven't had an update. But I could try to put something like that together to stream next week if you'd like to. It's not really on the schedule to play tonight, but I could work out trying to do something like that next week. That's very possible. Because the only other day I'm streaming this week is on Wednesday, and I'm using that to help one of my buddies test. We are playing at the team tournament. Him and I, we're playing in a team tournament at one of our local shops. Next weekend. So that's kind of what I'm using Wednesday for, is to help him test his modern deck. And then next week will be a considerable amount of me playing Pauper to prepare. So that's kind of our that's the team tournament format. It's Modern, Pioneer, and Pauper. And I was the only person in my little group of friends that plays Pauper. So I get to do that. So I'm going to attack for 1 here. Our opponent's missing land drops, but they probably have another sensor here. So I'm going to play Inventor's Apprentice. I'm going to play the Plains, and then I'm going to plan on drawing a card off the token here. Now, it's a little aggressive because it is currently our only artifact, turning on Inventor's Apprentice, but I do like the concept of... I think like us getting to draw 2 cards is pretty good, so... I was like, oh yeah, shock that in, big boy. I mean, if my opponent had shocked it in, it would have just told me that they're holding an Absorb here. But I feel like the way this game is played out, they don't have an Absorb, so... Intertesting. Intertesting indeed. Alright, we're going to run out Benalish Marshal. Still have 5 cards in their hand, so... I don't really want to run out the Stonecoil Serpent here. I would much rather use that as a mana sink late in the game. We'll just put on this little chip-on pressure here for a while and kind of force our opponent to have something. Because they probably have a Supreme Verdict in their hand, and Supreme Verdict's very good against us, and we actually don't have... Ooh, draw a card, okay. Yeah, so they're definitely playing 2 Supreme Verdict here. And we don't have an Unbreakable Formation, so it's not exactly like we're just like holding like our blowout card in our hand. Would be nice if we were. Like if we happen to draw into an Unbreakable Formation here, I'd probably get a little aggressive. Like, just honestly. Let's see, because I could play this for 2 and then hold up Unbreakable Formation if I draw it here. That would be pretty solid. I could get down with that. Drawing another land is fine. Like, it's not bad. We'll attack for 5 here and see what they do. If they take 5, I'll just play a land and say go. If they play a removal spell, I'll probably play a Stonecoil Serpent and then hold up 2 mana representing Boros Charm, which will probably be enough to catch our opponent's attention, honestly. Boros Charm is probably what I should be playing over Unbreakable Formation. I just really like Unbreakable Formation because when you get into these like creature mirrors, it really turns on Unbreakable Formation kind of just busts the game wide open. Play a 3/3 Stonecoil Serpent, which means I have 7 power on the board. So I mean, we're looking at quite a bit here. I feel like this is one of those decks that if you wanted to spend enough time trying to work out the numbers for what metagame you were playing in a lot, you could probably make this deck pretty good. The problem with that is that I never really play enough paper Magic for me to sit down and take enough time to figure out what I should be doing. So, like even this weekend, I was talking earlier, like I'm going to Indianapolis this coming weekend to play, but I'm playing Flesh and Blood. I'm not even playing in the team open. 1, I couldn't get a team event together, and 2, the first Pro Tour for Flesh and Blood is coming up, so I've really stepped into that competitive zone for that game, trying to put it all together. See, like right there, it's a blowout. We don't have anything, and they kind of had no choice but to just call and see what happened there, so. Well, this is pretty good because this is 3 points we're just getting to chip in with every turn. And having dash like really plays around the sorcery speed removal, especially considering that they've already played an Azorius Charm and 2 March of the Otherworldly Lights. So what does it cost? 7 to turn this guy on? 6. So he's 1 land away from being able to block with that, which is fine. So if this resolves, I'm going to play my land on the red side, play Bomat Courier off of plains, and then attack. Bomat Courier is a very good draw and gives you some very good late game options against these blue-white control decks. Interesting. I mean, it's possible my opponent has a Settle the Wreckage here. We're about to find out. No. I mean, I know they don't have lands in their hand. Like, they missed land drops earlier, so like it's just, I don't think it's possible for them to just be bricked on lands here. You gonna make a 2/2 Samurai. Alright, well that's fine. You basically negate the Ronin damage, take 1 from the Bomat Courier. We put Reinforced Ronin back into our hand. And now they have the option of... Wow, so I just thought about something that's actually pretty sweet. If they try to kill our Bomat Courier here, we can actually activate Bomat Courier, maintain priority, discard Reinforced Ronin, and draw 2 cards. So that's pretty sweet. Alright, so no. What? Alright, well that's not the way that was supposed to play out. It was definitely supposed to work out better for us there. Maybe it's Control-Z and not just Control. Maybe that's what I did wrong. Well, they're getting to make tokens here off the Wanderer, so we might just be up a creek. And there is 0 reach in the deck, so I mean, they have virtually stabilized here. Now, they don't know that. They don't know that we're not playing Boros Charm here, so... Yep, you get to make a 2/2 blocker. Seems decent. Well... Drawing a land's not great. I think they're kind of at the point in the game where they realize that they're not going to activate Gyre Sanitarium because, like, one, why would they? We're in a spot where we're not playing anything, so they know we're flooding out. Yep. Alright, that's too many lands in a row. That's 10 lands and 18 cards. That is what I would call less than optimal, but, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, so, I mean, we have a 21-drop deck here to try and get under blue-white control. The only thing that could make this any better is, like, Banefire or something like that. Like, Gideon's really the only top-end card that we have against blue-white control. And I have it set up that way intentionally, just because... Oh, let's see here. Well, my hand's got all the cards I want. Alright, Moto, so we're doing this tonight? Oh, my. So we're going to put Benalish Marshal, Reinforced Ronin back, and we're going to lead on Thraben Inspector into Reinforced Ronin. I mean, our opponent also mulliganed to 6, so, like, that's kind of... Our opponent begins the game with 6 cards, so we're going to keep this, put Marshal, Ronin back. I think this is our best starting hand that we could have. Like of the 5, so if we had like Inspiring Vantage, Sacred Foundry, I think it'd be worth considering putting both of the Reinforced Ronins back, or maybe it's not, just because 1, you want a threat that bounces back to your hand, and 2, because you're trying to you're trying not to have that many 3-drops to play. Alright, our opponent plays a tapped land. Well, if we draw Benalish Marshal, I mean, I guess we could have, like, played the white side and, like, tried to draw a land, but feels pretty greedy not to just take the land that we have here and play the spells that we know we can play. So there is a higher percentage of drawing a white land than there is a red land. There are 5 only white sources in the deck, so... I'll probably exile the Reinforced Ronin here if I had to guess, with them March of the Otherworldly Light. Or maybe they have a Fateful Absence. And if they have a Fateful Absence, that's cool too, because it basically just gives us, like... Yep, so they exile that. Yep, play 1/1 here. It's not exactly our best play, but at the same time, I also don't really know what else we're doing here, so... Sorry, I'm trying to eat my Blizzard here before it completely goes to waste. Okay. I don't understand why you exile that, but... So we'll just attack and say go here. Considering we were on a mulligan to 5, and our opponents had two one mana removal spells here, it's not been bad. So I think playing Servo Exhibition here is our best card. And I think that because playing Servo Exhibition... See, now this allows us to play Inventor's Apprentice here. They probably don't want to take just a 2-for-1 on Supreme Verdict here, so they'll probably wait and try and get multiple spells with the Supreme Verdict is what I'm thinking. We are slowly chipping away here at their life total. Lord. Gonna flash in the Wandering Emperor. Okay, cycle with Azorius Charm. So to our opponent, the chances that I'm representing something like an Unbreakable Formation or a Boros Charm here are better than the percentages that I just can't play my spells. Now, ironically, that happens to be both the cards in our hand, but I think as a general consensus. Now, our opponent probably will take a 3-for-1 on the Supreme Verdict here, so I'm going to attack for 2 and say go. Hold up Unbreakable Formation. If we ever draw into, like, a land, then we're actually in a pretty decent spot to... What is it, Shark Typhoon? Oh, you're going to scry 2. Okay. Now, our opponent probably doesn't have great cards in hand, honestly. I think they're really hanging on to a Supreme Verdict, like, which is pretty smart. We're not putting on lethal pressure here, so I don't know why they would. But 2 cards at the bottom. Well, it's 2 cards we didn't want to see, so that's cool at least. Now, the problem is here is that they are now to a point to where they can Supreme Verdict and hold up Absorb. So that's also a thing they can do. Well, I'm going to attack for 2 here, like I have for the last few turns. Play Toolcraft Exemplar. Okay, that's interesting. I don't know that I find Absorb worth a 1/1, honestly, if just being frank, but obviously my opponent does, so I mean... I guess they see that as a 3/2. I don't know. So, well, our turn is going to be exactly the same as it was the turn before. We put our opponent back to 9. Hopefully. Yep. Oh no, you're going to play a removal spell here? So our opponent has already passed up blocks. So, I mean, they can make a 2-2 here. I think making a 2-2 is better than exiling a creature here. Yeah, I definitely would have flashed. I think they flashed that in too late. I don't think they meant to do that. But I think it's just kind of what happened. Hopefully next turn we draw something that produces an artifact so that we can try to attack for 4. I would be more interested in killing the Wandering Emperor than anything else, so... No censor or no counterspell of any kind, please. One time. They're paying for something, so I assume they have an absorb. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, we played around it the best we can. Like we did it. Like we've literally played around this in the best way possible this game. So we've been stuck on lands. We put a Benalish Marshal on the bottom and drew 2 more on a mulligan to 5 after we put 1 on the bottom. So it's been our draws have been pretty poor. Now, Gideon off the top when they're tapped out is pretty good. That could turn this game around pretty quickly, honestly. So, a Gideon into a couple of Benalish Marshals, yeah, that could definitely turn this game around in a pretty quick moment. With them playing March of the Otherworldly Light, we're probably very rarely going to plus. They only played 1, so I know that there's at least, like, there's got to be 3 more in their deck, I would imagine. Alright, so let's run out Benalish Marshal. We're going to attack the Wandering Emperor for 3 with our Knight token. They're going to scry 2. Yeah, scry 2 before they do this here. Before they decide if they want to block or not. It's actually pretty smart. Let them see what they're looking at here. I really like that decision. They put 2 cards on the bottom. Okay, so they think that that's worth another turn of me not hitting them. Make another token. Honestly, kind of forgot how good Gideon Ally of Zendikar was. If I'm being honest, I haven't seen this card played since like BFZ standard, so... scrying during their upkeep. Okay. You'll like to see it. You'll like to see it. The worst things that we could see here from them would be Absorb and Supreme Verdict. Would be the absolute worst things possible for us. I suppose they could have had a land in their hand and put Supreme Verdict on top. Could have been Memory Deluge. There are a lot of good things that they could have left on top. So I don't. So that's a very aggressive line. So in my head, my first thought was, okay, send 2 Knight tokens at the Wandering Emperor and send a Benalish Marshal at them. And then my other thought process was, well, I can, and then with that line, I'll make another token after combat. Or I was like, I can just play Benalish Marshal if it resolves, -4 the Gideon, and then attack them for 15. But that's a pretty aggressive line. So I think I'm in a better spot to play this more conservatively here. We are in the winning position here, so I think I'm going to play the way that I should and attack adequately. Going to make a Knight token. Play Thraben Inspector because I don't really feel bad about playing Thraben Inspector here. Because we still have good cards in our hand, and we have an active Gideon on the field, so... What did they scry to the top? What did they scry to the top that's making them scry now? Because they went one top, one bottom. It's pretty weird. Not saying they're wrong, but it feels like they're wrong. Scries 2 cards to the top. One of them had to be Supreme Verdict, right? Yeah, okay. Like, that math checks out. Is that enough to kill them? That's actually exactly 12. Alright, cool. So I'm going to plus to make this a 5/5. I'm going to play Servo Exhibition, and then I'm going to Surge Bushwhacker for 6, 8, 10, 12. Alright, cool. Well, the timely Gideon won us that game. Now, to be fair, nobody's really expecting to play around Gideon ally Zendikar. They shouldn't be. God knows I wouldn't be. Probably be pretty upset if somebody beat me with a Gideon ally Zendikar in 2022, if I'm being honest, so... Alright, well, we're 1-1 with the pile of garbage, so we'll take that. Hi, and good luck. Hopefully we make this 2-1. My chair keeps sinking. I've got to get another one. It's driving me crazy. Driving me crazy. So this hand has a lot of things that I like. We are on the draw with 3 1-drops. Yeah, you only live once. Let's keep this. I'm curious to see how this plays out. Alright, well, here's the hoping we draw land. And then here's the hoping we draw another land after that. I mean, there's 21. Like, there's 21 lands in our deck and we're on the draw and we have 3 1-drops. A 4th 1-drop if we really need it with a Stonecoil Serpent, so... Anything playing Land War Elves is probably going to be a nightmare for us, just to be honest. So, yeah. Well, we'll lead on the Inventor's Apprentice, so... Hey, what's going on, Smug? How are you, buddy? Ew. Ew. I don't want to play against this garbage. I hate this deck. I hate this deck. Alright, well, it sucks we didn't draw a land there, but I mean, you know, you get what you deserve. So, I mean, they kept 7. Maybe they kept a terrible hand that, you know, doesn't have a payoff. He said sarcastically. I mean, they have access to 4 mana here, right? They make 5 mana. Oh, hope they don't have a payoff. Cavalier of Thorns. That's cool. That's cool. Going pretty good. Just trying to figure out some cards to get. Hey, I feel like that's my weekly life, man. I'm like, yeah, what card should I buy? So I'm going to be honest. I think our best bet of winning this game here is to get them with a Reckless Bushwhacker. Like, I straight up think that's our best shot. Is to just have a turn where they put the shields down, they swing out, and we get to go, like, you know, Reinforced Ronin into Reckless Bushwhacker and come across for, like, 3, 6, 8, 10, 12. Oh, God. Oh, God. You stop that. You stop that. What is that? What are you going to do with that 12 mana, bro? You may put up to 2 permanent cards, 5 or less. I only found 1, but that's still pretty good. Stop, opponent. Okay, we're going to concede. We didn't draw a land, and our opponent, well, they drew a very reasonable hand. Like, we kept a slow hand. They drew a reasonable one. It's just what happens. Now, Unbreakable Formation might not be bad here because it gives us a chance to... Actually gives us a pretty sweet interaction where we can attack, like, with... we can just, like, send the clowns in with Vigilance. Or we can block pretty effectively here, so that doesn't seem bad, actually. I'm wondering, you know, honestly, it might just be cutting all the Stonecoil Serpents. They're not great here. Our opponent is just playing bigger, better things than we are, so we're really going to have to hope to outvalue them with some random shenaniganry. So being on the play is pretty good. Means we get to lead on Thraben Inspector, and then we get to have Reinforced Ronin Portable Hole, which I really like. So our opponent mulligans to 4 cards. Okay, so this is probably just a free win for us unless we draw terribly. And they just concede. Oh, alright, Moto, that's cool. I didn't want to see what I was going to draw anyway, Moto. Joke's on you. Wear Tear is probably not worth. Deafening Silence is terrible. They don't care about their graveyard. Rest in Peace does nothing. And Ally of Zendikar is too slow on the draw. So I think we're just going to run it like this and kind of hope that we can have a decent enough hand to like hit some of their threats that matter with Portable Hole, because we can Portable Hole some of their stuff. They are not immune to Portable Hole like some of our opponents have been. So our opponent's on a mulligan to 6 here. So all right, they're on a mulligan to 5. All right, God is just turning down the difficulty right now. And let me tell you, when that happens, sometimes you just take it, because this is a terrible matchup for everything I love to play. Like all my decks are so bad against this deck, and every time I play this mono green pile of cards, it's always like, ooh, here's nothing to do, Zach. And I'm like, thanks a lot for nothing. Anyway, that was my rant on Pioneer for the evening. Mostly mono green garbage, but still. All right, our opponent takes that. We're going to lead on Inventor's Apprentice. It allows us to have the most explosive turn. We'll probably turn around and play Servo Exhibition because it puts the most bodies on the field and it turns on our Inventor's Apprentice. And then we get to roll into either Benalish Marshal or Thraben Inspector Bushwhacker. Mono Green is a deck I would love to play, but if I get paired against it, I am 99% losing every time. Honestly, that's kind of how I feel about the deck. Like, I feel like I always just, it's always terrible for me. I feel like I never draw well, so I actually completely understand your feeling on that. So, drawing the Portable Hole actually really changes our draw here. We're going to completely get rid of this Elvish Mystic because they're not representing another land. And some of their things actually require a third green source. Like, they play, like, the triple green troll thing that, like dies, like, whatever the troll's called. But Burning Tree Emissary. Burning Tree Emissary. Oh, yeah, do it to me. Make 5 mana, play Cavalier of Thorns or Nissa or something dumb. Man, I wish I could mulligan to 5 and put 9 power into play in 1 turn. God hates me. And just like that, our opponent's playing chess and we're playing checkers. Alright, so I think our best play here is to just try to punch in for as much as we can next turn, play the Servo Exhibition, and then play the Bushwhacker, and just try to overload them with as much damage as possible. There's no way they drew a bomb off the top. Dude? Really? Ugh. Dismiss this garbage. Alright, let's start by doing this. Okay. Alright. Again, we're going to wait another turn, and we're going to hope our opponent has a normal draw step, like a normal human being, and bricks. Just one time. Draw a forest. Okay. I was like, you son of a... Oh, that thing has flashback. So they weren't just doing that for no reason. That's cool. Oh. Oh. Whatever. I mean... Okay. I definitely should have untapped something there. I mean, I understand that this is like the biggest turn we get to have here, but we're also at 6. I mean, our opponent takes 12 and joins us at 6, which means they actually just can't attack super aggressively for no reason. The 2/3 blocks the Burning Tree Emissary, and the tokens block the Cavaliers very well. So, and maybe we got lucky and they just drew a land. I didn't realize that they had that flashback card in their graveyard, so we were kind of just like, you know, doomed no matter what happened last turn, so... Oh, now my opponent's disconnected. That's nice. That's nice. Well, since our opponent disconnected, I was going to say it's time for ice cream, but it's more like time for milkshake from a spoon. Alright, this is terrible. I obviously played way too much Magic and talked for way too long because now my milkshake, or now my ice cream is freaking melted. Alright. Let's just peel another Bushwhacker, and let's just freaking kill these guys. Like, let's just, right here. Because I'm going to be honest, I really want our opponent to come back. I really, 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 really do not want to I don't want to sit here and then like them come back with like 5 minutes left on their clock or something dumb. I always hate when that happens. So my all of my family, like my dad, my stepmom, who I really call my mom, like she's been in my life like my whole life. Anyway, that's another story for another time. So my dad, my stepmom, my brother, my sister, like there's like all 5 of us are like diehard North Carolina fans. We always have been, like as long as I can remember. And so it's March Madness time for anybody who watches college basketball. Well, I love college basketball. I haven't really kept up with it a lot the last couple of years, but I love college basketball. And so Carolina, you know, like had a pretty decent season. Like it wasn't awful, but it wasn't great either. Like it was fine. And so anyway, they got in the tournament and they were an 8 seed. This is back-to-back years we were an 8 seed, so it's not great. But my brother was telling me that they have found, he's seen 3 brackets that have us getting into the Elite 8. And for anybody that actively keeps up with college basketball, like, and has watched Carolina play this season, then you know that is like somebody living on a hope and a dream. Because if we get into the Elite 8, I will like lose my mind. Like there's just no way. Like it's just not going to happen. So the annoying part here about this game is that our opponent gets to attack with the Forest and the 2 Cavalier of Thorns. And so then they just get to untap one of the Cavalier of Thorns. And we basically, I mean, we're losing 2 blockers and we're losing 2 attackers and they're losing 1 blocker. And then hopefully besides that, they just drew a Forest or something. I don't know. Like that's probably the best thing that can happen for us. So it's taking a really long time for our opponent to come back and be connected. So maybe their computer set on fire. Maybe their internet went out. Maybe Moto crashed because it's, you know, a terrible program from like the early 2000s. Or maybe they just clicked out of Moto because they're trying to troll me right now. Anything's an option, I suppose. Let's see. What else has happened in the last couple weeks? It's been a while since I've streamed. Oh, my apartment flooded. That was fun. If you like look and see like, well, you can't really see any of it in here, I guess, but the ceiling in my bathroom just completely caved in, like completely, like just like I came home one day on lunch and I was like, oh, that's nice. So my entire apartment flooded. Luckily, none of my Magic cards got wet, and luckily neither did my computer. How that worked out, I have no idea, but it did very much. So I'm very thankful for that. But yeah, my apartment complex is trying to get it fixed right now, and they are not in any hurry. Let me tell you that. So there's that. Yeah, I'm gonna. I went to a concert last weekend. This past weekend, like 2 days ago. I saw Jimmy Eat World. Me and Carly went, and I met all of her friends. That was a lot of fun, and we saw Jimmy Eat World in a cave. That was really cool. I've never been to a concert in a cave, so that was a lot of fun. The acoustics were really cool, and they did a really good job of the stage. The one different thing about the concert is that there was no encore. There was nowhere for them to go. They entered through the same entrance that the attendees did, and then walked onto the stage. It was a very different experience, but I had a lot of fun. It was really cool to go and do that. So the weekend before that, I went to Chicago for work. That was much less exciting, but I mean, travel nonetheless, I suppose. So I'm pretty sure you guys are completely caught up on what's happened in my life right now. That's really about it. That I'm going to Indy next weekend, so going to the SCG Open or whatever. So, or I guess are they called Opens now? Like, or I guess they're having an Open at SCG Con. I don't know. They've kind of done away with competitive Magic, like paper competitive Magic, and I'm not a big fan. Like playing paper Magic is kind of like the reason I like to play the game. It's been fun to stream the game during the pandemic and things like that, but it's definitely more fun to play paper Magic, and I miss that interaction you get with other people. So, kind of pretty excited to go to Indy though, even though I'm not playing in the team tournament. Thought there was a dog outside my window. Sorry. I'm not even playing in the team tournament in Indianapolis. I am actually just I'm playing Flesh and Blood actually, and I don't know if anybody in the chat plays Flesh and Blood or has tried it or anything. But I mean, you should give it a try. Like it's actually a lot of fun. I've actually really enjoyed the game, and kind of the concept behind it. Been looking for a place to play some Paper Pioneer near me. Yeah, dude, absolutely. So there's not really a place that plays Paper Pioneer around me, which is pretty disappointing. Sometimes I wish I lived in a bigger city, like Atlanta or somewhere like that, just because they have more places to play Magic and they've been playing Paper Magic more actively. But unfortunately, there's not really anywhere that plays Paper Magic consistently. They have some random 1Ks in my area that are pretty fun to go to, and I like going and doing that. And it's mostly just to see everybody in the area, honestly, at this point. That and to fund my Flesh and Blood expenses, which is kind of sad, but anyway. One expensive addictive card game is enough for me. I get that. I do not fault you there. Why is it that you're... Oh, I won the match. Lost due to inaction. What were we going to draw? Thraben Inspector? Into... no, okay. Well, alright. Well, we're 2-1. I was actually just about to sit and talk about how I wish that the time limits were better on Moto. But seemed to work out in our favor pretty much that time, so... I wonder if the link for the deck is working now. I wonder if Stream Decker has decided it's wanting to work now. No, it still doesn't want to work. That sucks. But, I mean, it is what it is. I wonder why it's not working. Oh, you have to tell it to join your chat? That's interesting. Now let's try it. Hey! There it is. Alright, well, problem solved. That was somebody actually tried to use the deck command earlier, and I couldn't figure out why it wasn't working, so... and good luck, opponent. I like this hand. I think this presents enough... I think having the Thraben Inspector here presents a pretty decent curve for us. So we get to go Toolcraft Exemplar into Servo Exhibition into Thraben Inspector, worst case pop the clue. So, hey, it's Carly. Fucking PCs. Because only Carly could say that and it'd sound funny. I'll have to get Carly on the stream sometime. Like I'll have to play Call of Duty or something, or like Fortnite with Carly sometime, so that like you guys can hear her, because when she gets going, she's hilarious. It's the inflection in her voice. It's the way she says things that makes it so funny. She's probably sitting in the other room right now listening to me talk about her. Ugh, a land's not what I wanted. Now, the good news is that the floor of our turn next turn is Thraben Inspector, pop the clue. So that's kind of good news. Is this like Esper Control? Esper Parhelion, maybe? Or Esper, whatever that deck's called. So, indeed. Alright, Benalish Marshal seems pretty good. Nothing they're going to play at instant speed. They could have the March of the Otherworldly Light to get rid of a token here if they wanted. But, I mean, that would actually be kind of bad for us here. But, you know, I mean, it is what it is. Would really love to see like a Bushwhacker or something here. In fact, listening? Yeah, I kind of figured you were. That's what you like to do. You like to sit and listen. Reinforced Ronin's not bad here, actually. And they did shock in, so it makes me think that they have... It makes me think that they have an Absorb here. So I'm actually going to go for this here because... Well, now I'm just going to attack, because if we get to connect, that's 10 points and our opponent goes to 4. They have to have something here. Like, there's no way that they shocked in that Hallowed Fountain. So they have a... Do they have that in a Fatal Push, or... No? Yeah, I'm just going to say go here because I don't want to give them a 3-for-1 off a Supreme Verdict here if they have it. So, well, fine. I guess I won't sit and support you. I'm going to be honest. I don't know why you're saying that right now. Why are you not going to sit and support me? I don't understand. Okay, they discard Parhelion. Okay, so this is the Parhelion deck, so our Rest in Peace is going to be awesome here. Alright, so they're probably not playing Supreme Verdict then, if this is the deck of their choice. We do get to crash in for 4 more here, which I kind of like. Alright, we're going to play Thraben Inspector. I'm going to play this tapped, and then I'm going to say go, because next turn this gives us the ability to play Reinforced Ronin into Shefet Dunes, so that's pretty good. Portable Hole, so dumb. Not surprised. You like to sit and listen? What's wrong with that? I don't... So now you're not going to support me because I said that you like to sit and listen? You do like to sit and listen to things. There's nothing wrong with that. Return target vehicle from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste. Okay. Be nice to have a way to kill that thing. Makes 2? Ugh, that's annoying. Alright. Oh, the angels come in that are attacking also. Man, that's really dumb. No wonder everybody's playing this little combo here. Well, let me tell you, Chief, that ain't it. Alright, so... we play that, they take 2. I mean, I guess we'll at least look for something else. Nah, Chief called, that ain't it. That ain't it. Alright, well, Rest in Peace, good. Wear Tear, good. Supreme Verdict doesn't, or Stonecoil Serpent doesn't seem bad here. I gotta look up what this Esper Parhelion pile of stuff plays, because I don't really know what they're playing. And that does change a lot of things. Like, I saw for a while, they were, like, a while back when I was watching, you know, when I was watching and playing pretty actively, they were playing, like, Supreme Verdict. Oh, they are playing Supreme Verdict. Well, this seems like the most annoying deck in the world. Well, you made it sound bad. I didn't mean it bad, really, I promise, I didn't. Rending Volley looking really good right now with Greasefang and Winota decks. Yeah, Rending Volley does look really good. Why am I not playing Rending Volley? That was, playing Rending Volley does seem really good right now, so you're definitely right about that. Alright, we got rid of 6 cards. I think I like leaving him 1 Unbreakable Formation here. Honestly, we can probably just take out all the Stonecoil Serpents. They don't really play any multi-spell like removal, so we can bring in Rest in Peace to try and help shut off their early game like plan, and then I like this hand, and then we can have yeah, because we can. Yeah, so Rest in Peace early game is really good. Come on, chair, scoot forward. Rest in Peace, like, early game turns off their graveyard shenanigans, and, oh, excuse me. And the wear chairs will really help us out, like, late game if we need to, like, just start getting stuff off the field. The fact that they play 4 portable holes in the main is honestly very annoying. Yeah, I don't like that at all. All right, well. I like getting cards under the Bomat Courier, but something I thought about briefly for a second but decided against is that now I need another red source to be able to go Reinforced Ronin into Reckless Bushwhacker. And if I play Reinforced Ronin, we're committing less to the board that turn, but we are also turning on being able to play Bomat Courier off of a white source into the Reckless Bushwhacker. So kind of the good with the bad there. Sky Sovereign, ew. Alright, that's really bad. Yeah, drawing that was really bad. Now our opponent's taking 6. Like, so it's not exactly like they're just not doing anything. Like, we're just not doing anything here, but the Benalish Marshal was really bad for us. Now they're going to play that Greasefang card, and they're going to get back Sky Sovereign. They're going to kill our Toolcraft Exemplar, crew it, and then kill our Bomat Courier. Yeah, that was big get wrecked. So we're going to have some pretty good ones from here to win the game. So now they have to return the boat to their hand. I mean, the fact that they have to return the boat to their hand makes this like somewhat tolerable to play against, I guess, but... Alright, that's not bad. That means we get to attack for 5. We get to put our opponent to 6. Pilling our red source was very good there. I mean, we're fighting the good fight here. Like, we're doing what we can. Now, the problem here is if they have like a Faithful Mending or some other way to put the boat into the graveyard again, or a Parhelion. Parhelion would kind of be backbreaking here for us, honestly. Yeah, Faithful Mending was the worst thing they could have for us. My god, this is awful. This is terrible. Terrible. I don't think we're going to win this game. I wonder if they have another Faithful Mending. God, they're going to hit us for 13 and put us to 1 here. Boo. Alright. It's looking much bad here. Much bad. Ugh. Alright, well, this was not a close game. Now, I kept the pretty, like, the hand was not bad, but the hand wasn't great either. And we had 0 hate in it. And this kind of, like, after playing a couple games against it, this feels like one of those decks that you need to have hate for. Like, if you don't have some of your sideboard cards for it, you just won't do well. So I definitely think that's something to think about. So, the Deafening Silence seems not great. I think we should be on 2 Deafening Silence, 2 Rest in Peace, 2 Wear Tear, and then we should have 3 other cards. Maybe a couple of Rending Volleys and something else to play against. So I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell where things should be at all times. as far as everything's concerned and what the best way for setup is. So this honestly feels like we're playing a worse version of the Shrapnel Blast burn deck that was popular for a while. And, I mean, to be fair, I did say at the beginning of the stream that this was definitely a for funsies deck. If we could beat Brunahino here, or Brunanho, however you pronounce this guy's name. I played against him a few times, and he's a very... he streams quite a bit. He's a good player. I think I would rather just get in here. So I played the tap land there as opposed to actually doing anything because I like the idea of holding up for Bushwhacker. Now, if our opponent has another Thoughtseize here, that does make this a little tough, but... Alright, so we're kind of getting to live the dream here. Yep. Our opponent takes 6, goes to 8. And then next turn we have Unbreakable Formation. So drawing Unbreakable Formation, like if we hit a land here, that would be awesome. Blood Type Harvester number 2 is pretty decent. Yeah, we're just gonna play Unbreakable Formation and crash him with the clowns here. Our opponent goes to 1. Interesting. I'm curious to know what their thought process was on going to 1. So, Boros Charm represented more points as Boros Charm there because they blocked there, take 2. They took 3, 5, 7. They take 2, take 6. No, granted, they could have blocked. So, I don't know. I feel like Gideon will be pretty good in this spot. Stonecoil Serpent, some number of them will be pretty decent. Servo Exhibition feels not great. Honestly, Unbreakable Formation doesn't feel great either. Like, we'll leave in a 1 of in case we can just, like, randomly spike something. But the Unbreakable Formation just happened to be good because we were, like, super aggressive right there. Man, this has 6 1-drops. Ugh. Yeah, we're up a game. Ugh, shouldn't have kept this hand. Start like that, it's not bad though. Land? Woo! We're doing it. We're doing it, and we drew a multi-source land. Hey! Carly with 12 months. Thank you, baby. I appreciate it. Well, they take 1 to feed this worm, so I'm not going to lie. I actually don't feel terrible about that. We'll play Toolcraft Exemplar. We'll play Inventor's Apprentice. We're putting 5 points, basically 5 points into play. And then next turn, hopefully we pull a land. Our opponent probably has a Fatal Push here. They're probably not taking anything this turn. Now you watch this Bomat Courier eat a land here. Alright, get you for 4. So they didn't have a Fatal Push. That's interesting. But they also didn't have a land there. Oh no, K-Command's back-breaking. Oh my god. Alright, well. Oh, stop. Got ahead of myself trying to cast these. Ka-chow! Punch in for 5. Alright. Please no land Kalidas. Please no land Kalidas. Graveyard Trespasser, equally not as good for me, but... Gideon doesn't seem bad here. Yep. They'll block a Ronin, take 4, go to 7. I'm okay with that. Alright, land into Gideon here is actually pretty good for us. What does this thing do? Whenever this attacks, create a treasure token. You may discard up to 2 cards if you do draw that many cards. And then... blah, 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 blah. Okay. Alright. The fact that the token makes a treasure token is actually insane. I think I'd rather get emblem value. They take 4. Interesting. I mean, our opponent does get to crash in for 6 here. Maybe they just have 4 more points in their hand. They discard Chandra and Bloodtithe Harvester. I mean, I understand they need to see lands here, but at the same time, that's pretty aggressive. Soren's pretty good here. Make a 2/3. They'll probably attack with the Graveyard Trespasser. No. They attack with nothing. Alright, we're going to lead by cracking a clue here. Alright. This is pretty good. We're mounting a pretty decent board. Now, they do know that we have Reinforced Ronin in our hand, so... Kalidas is annoying. I'd love to see a portable hole here. Would love to see a portable hole. Or would I? Hang on, hang on, hang on. That's our artifact right now. Man, if we attack, that's just so bad for us. So bad. So bad. I mean, that's a 4/2. Man, we can't do nothing. We have to do something here. I only have 2 artifacts. Really wish I had a way to give that thing first strike. Man, if I could give that thing first strike, I could just get in the red zone right now. That would be awesome. That would be a really good way to, like, get this going here. Feels like we probably lost this game. We're just going to have to, like, try to pick up the next game. If you could stop drawing Colligan's Command opponent, that would be great. Colligan's Command is a freaking blowout. They just make a copy of that vampire token? Stop. Stop. Alright. One-sided damnation off the top. I stand by my statement. One-sided damnation off the top. Yeah, it's too little too late here. Okay. Alright, so we have a yeah, I mean, I still... Rest in peace? No. Yeah. It's not terrible. All right, we're going to bring them in. One, in the hopes that we can run them over with the... I like this hand. This hand's a little all over the place, but it has me wrote all over it. Toolcraft Exemplar into Servo Exhibition was one of my favorite... was one of my favorite things to do in Standard for the longest time, so... I have Swamps. Joke's on you, opponent. We had a land here, and they played like a Harvester here. It would feel pretty good to go Portable Hole. Well... Well... Portable Hole has felt really bad this league. Like, just straight up not felt good. I mean, I could play that, but it's not even doing anything. I think I'm better off just cracking the clue here and hoping to hit a land. This game is going pretty awry for us. So I think discarding this Bushwhacker is better here. If they attack for 4, we're just going to take it. The app will go to 16. Hopefully we pill an untapped land for Gideon here. So we get to have a pretty explosive turn here. They're going to Fatal Push this. That's fine. We still get to crash in and put them to 13. I mean, we're taking the points where we can get them. And we're just going to kind of have to use our cards wisely here. Being able to get Gideon down and block pretty efficiently. Ugh, man. That is just unbelievably annoying. Alright, Thraben Inspector. I need you to draw a land here, please. Okay. I mean, we're 14 cards into our deck and we haven't seen a 4th land. I'm not saying that that's crazy, but it is pretty unlikely. At least all of their removal spells are Feed the Swarm. God, and they have Kroxa here? Jesus, that's annoying. We're definitely discarding the Unbreakable Formation here because Portable Hole is probably going to be the only thing that gets us out. Like, it's the only thing that gets us away from the Kroxa here. Alright, well, the game has worked itself into a spot to where we can double block here. They only get to kill one of our things if they don't have a removal spell. They pill a Blood Chief Thirst off the top. It's kind of heartbreaking, to be honest. Alright, all we need is one turn. One turn of you just drawing a land or something here. Please don't draw something to kill our Gideon. I mean, that does not kill our Gideon. It does help you in that long battle to doing so, but... Alright, well, again, we've worked the game into a spot where we're like, just one time, pill a land, have a normal draw step, please. Of course, they... I mean, I saw that coming. Like, I wasn't thinking about it, but I saw it coming, so... Our opponent says go. Intertesting. Intertesting indeed. Ooh, opponent. Okay. I mean, that's kind of annoying. But at the same time, like... nothing we can do about it. Now, they do get to block the Bomat Courier for free and take 3 here. So... Alright, so they do that, and then they get to have a copy of Kiki Jiki here. They get to redraw, but they do go to 7 to redraw here, and they only have 1 black source open. Oh my gosh. Bro, your draws have been insane. Can you just stop, please? Oh my gosh. I'm begging you. So I think it's worth attacking with the Bomat Courier here. Getting 2 cards out of the deal. Because there's more than likely 2 cards there that we're doing something with. We get to make a token. It sucks we have to go to 5 here to play the Inventor's Apprentice, but, I mean, this isn't terrible. Like, this is a decent spot. Ooh, they choose not to discard their card. That's a spicy meatball. Torch is a pretty good one to not discard. Alright, we go to 3 here. Now the question is that enough to kill them? Alright, Kalidas, you're in the way. You're making this more difficult. So man. That feels pretty good. Alright. Don't kill us and we win. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure if they don't kill us, we get there next turn. Ooh, now that's interesting. Alright, so we're not dead because they haven't just let that happen yet. She just like slow roll a K command. I am at 1. This has been one of the probably one of the best games I've played in a while, honestly. Wow. That is an insanely good draw step. What's this thing's mana cost? So it is 3, so I actually don't get to... Alright, so... Gideon is worth more points if I emblem here. If they don't have a removal spell, they have 4 blockers. I mean, I have no choice. Attack you. Don't have it. Oh, no, that's heartbreaking. Well, that's disappointing. Our opponent drew very well. Like, this was a really well-played game. So... Oh well, we did everything we could. Chandra was just going to be too much there, so oh well. I mean, all things considered, that really wasn't a bad league. Like, I played like a goofy for fun deck, like just to try to like play something because it's been a while since I've streamed. It's always a little disappointing. Oh, excuse me, when you don't get there at the end of the game, but that was a really well played game. Our opponent played very well, and we had a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of very good draw steps. The portable hole, or no, not the portable hole. We had the portable hole, yeah, was insane that last turn. and our opponent drew a Fatal Push. It was very unfortunate because our opponent went removal spell into Chandra. Like they had a string of like 4 really good draws in a row. So it's a little heartbreaking, but oh well, it is what it is.